I'm about to go into the St. Louis Park, Minnesota Goodwill, and I'm going to show you what I found, and I'm going to leave the treasures there for you. Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Lori. I'm in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, not far from Minneapolis. I'm in the Goodwill here, and I'm thrifting with you to find real bargains on the road. I'm going to start with glass and some ceramics. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. All right. I like the Eiffel Tower, but not really worth too much. I like this. Nice and heavy. Nice and heavy. And of course, crystal, American Brilliant Cut crystal, sawtooth pattern, double handle. So sugar bowl, $6.99. So that's high, but this is a nice piece. I like this piece a lot. So I think this one's a keeper. If we can find the creamer, I'll try to look for the creamer. If we can find the creamer, then for the pair, you've got about 35 bucks. So not too bad. And speaking of heavy, I've got another piece of crystal here. And of course, you know how to tell. You know, I've told you this and others. Put your thumb in there, move it around. If you feel like you're going to get cut, it's cut glass. This is actually cut crystal. This is an old piece. However, notice how much smoother the saw cut is on this one than it is on this one. So you want always the saw cut that's not as smooth. You want the one that's sharp, okay? That's basically what you're looking for. So this is pretty, these are both pretty nice. I like both of these, they're good. This one, the vase, $8.99. A little high, a little high. Because this vase probably resells about $25, maybe $28. Yeah, it helps to go with the expert, right? You know the values, you're not looking stuff up. I'll teach you what to look for. Let's see what else we got here with glass. My mom had these. This was the popcorn bowl in my mother's house. So you know you've got the nice rim here. This one's got some problems, and I'm not happy about all this tape. It's like a lot of tape. So we want to go easy on the tape. You know, if Goodwill's listening, easy on the tape. But basically, these, when you see the metal, when you see, of course, the gold metal over the glass, that two-tone, pretty desirable. People like it. Even the chrome pieces. Oh, what else have we got? So here's some more of this of the same, and yeah, nothing really. Well, I have to say that something like this is always a deal, and it doesn't have to necessarily be crystal, but a nice big cake, presentation cake dish like this with the dome on the pedestal at $10.99. That's a deal. I mean, that's going to be a deal all day, every day. That's really a nice piece. It looks like it's in good condition. It's not particularly old, but it's in good shape. So I like that too. Okay. What else have we got? That's a beautiful piece. Delicate, sweet, lovely. That's a beautiful piece. And way too low. That's way too low at $4.99. That's way too low. But the prunte is pretty, and the free form of it is pretty, and it's blown glass. I do think it's American blown glass, but it really looks like Murano in many ways, and I think that's lovely. I'm definitely thinking $40 for that if you're a reseller. So that's a beautiful piece way up high. Let's put that way up high. So glass, yeah, not bad. Not bad. I like the cake dish. I like that a lot. Reamers. A lot of people collect old reamers. You know, zit, zit, zit. My mother, we didn't have a reamer like this. We had that juicer thing. I'll have to show it to you. But it wasn't a reamer like this where you had to actually use your elbow grease to do this. We had a white reamer. A white reamer. It was called the juicer, and you put it was a metal piece. It was from the 60s. It's a metal piece, and then you do this crank. And I always thought it was like a slot machine as a kid. You know, you pull this crank, and then all the juice would come out of this little reservoir. This piece is $4.99. So not bad, but today reamers are so common. So many people have them at yard sales and flea markets and stuff. You can probably get a reamer that size for about, $7, $8. So let's see what else we've got. Then we've got pieces like this. I'm going to move my cart a little. German, you can tell German really, really easy by the design. You see the pointed elements, so German creamer and sugar bowl. And you can see, of course, the transferware with a little hand painting here. but obviously German. A lot of the gold is worn off, so I would probably pass by these, but clearly marked Germany on the bottom. And even the fact that the Germany mark has faded some over time, a pretty obvious mark. So you want to be looking for those characteristics, the things that are obvious, you know, like Fostoria, what we typically call the Fostoria cubes, the Fostoria cubes. Now this particular piece, of course, has a hole through the bottom, so you know that this is part of something else. But Fostoria cubes are, again, pretty characteristic. So if you see this cube pattern, this repeating pattern, you know it's Fostoria ware. Always heavy. Fostoria is always heavy. And this one is heavy too, you can see it. They want $4.99. So again, still well under what you could trade it for. Retail market, it's probably 1/3 of what it's really worth. So it's probably worth $12 and they're asking $4.99. All right. When you see a form like that, your mind should say Russel Wright. Who's Russel Wright, Dr. Lori? Well, Russel Wright, very well-known 1940s and 50s designer, known for organic forms, forms that are, of course, biomorphic forms, curved forms like this. And the mark is always embossed right into the actual piece. And here you go, Russel Wright. The colors are often muted. You're going to see muted colors. You're going to see blues, light blues. You're going to see this nice dusty rose color and such. The disappointment in this is not the form, is not the mark, but is the crack. The crack goes through the foundation of an object and decreases value significantly, but that's a beautiful piece of Russel Wright. People look for these, mid-century modern. They all look for them. They really like them. That's what you're looking for there. That's a beautiful teapot. It's a shame that it's cracked. But, you know, they've marked it for you. They showed you that there's a crack. So, you know, look for those kinds of things. At least they're telling you before the fact. What else do we see? Also of that time period, you know, when you can recognize something, biomorphic time period, this kind of thing. This, of course, Japanese pieces, that piece. The form is very round, you know, very bulbous. We call it biomorphic in art history. That's a nice, now, and this is a gravy boat. The gravy boat has handle. A sauce boat has no handles, just has spouts. So that's what we're looking at. And that piece is also the 50s. And see, this piece, there's not much else with it, but this piece is very indicative of the 50s just by the design. So you've got nice, strong lines, and then you have just a dot of a different color. This is very typical of the 50s. The other thing that's typical of the 50s is having the sterling silver around the edge and not so much the gold. You see more of the silver in this time period rather than the gold. Then there's stuff like I like blue in general. I like this set. This set is a Nancy Prentiss. So if you don't know, let me see if I can find you a good mark. If I'm gonna be able to find a good mark. There's a good mark. That's a super mark. Nancy Prentiss. A lot of people look for Nancy Prentiss. Now, I just told you that a gravy boat has a handle, a sauce boat has two spouts. So this is a sauce boat. It's a really nice design, and I want you to see, because my cart, I just moved my silly cart for a minute. My cart's in the way, but look at all the Nancy Prentiss. Look at it all. It's got the sugar bowl. It's got a one part of the salt and pepper. It's got 2, 4, 6, 8 cups. It's got fruit bowls. It's got bread plates. It's got 2 platters and a serving plate. Oh my gosh, I gotta start doing math now. So these are $2.99 each. How much is this? That's $4.99 for the sugar bowl. I'm into the hundreds quick on this. So I'm probably somewhere around $350 for everything I see here. And if they're charging a couple bucks for each piece, you know, say they're charging you somewhere about $70 for it, but you're going to get $300, that's like triple. So that's set right there. These platters alone, the platters alone, you definitely want to get. So I'm attracted by, of course, the Nancy Prentiss and, of course, the rest of it. But this is really, pretty fantastic. That's a nice set. That shouldn't be here that low. Just that simple. Let's keep going, see what else we've got. And here again, you've got these nice pieces. But, you know, and these go with the other piece that we were just looking at. We were just looking at this. So these are the cups that are partial with this set, right? You can see that these all go together. And I think they try pretty much to put it together. But, you know, at $1.49 a piece, these are probably $5 each. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 50 bucks is what they're worth. Yet you're getting them for $1.49 each or $1.50 each. So that's a deal. I would definitely take those. Hey, some great finds in St. Louis Park, Minnesota at the Goodwill. There's more to come.